First, I'm going to talk a bit more and dive a bit more into the social media usage, and afterwards I'm going to explain a bit more about the LinkedIn algorithm and LinkedIn profile itself. So, 3.2 billion people, that's the daily active social media users that's on social media today. If you look at the global population, that's about 40%. So if you just think about that number, it is a huge opportunity also to connect with your clients, customers, and also potential talents. If we have a closer look at the different generations, there are 4 generations nowadays active in the workspace. So we have Generation Z, Millennials, Generation X, and the Boomers. These are the numbers of the people that are active on social media. So it's obvious that the potential is huge also for attracting new talent to your business. That Generation Z, we should use more social media. So now I'm going to show you a few statements that I hear people say about LinkedIn itself. So LinkedIn is only for people who are looking for a job. I can assure you that's not the case. I will dive into it deeper later and explain to you why not. But also people say like, I have an offline network, so I don't need a network online. It's also not the case, because you should become a LinkedIn ninja. You should master it, you should use it daily. And how do you do that? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about now. First of all, you need a profile picture. You won't go to a shop with an empty store window, so the same goes for your LinkedIn profile. You need to have a face, people need to see you, they need to know you. And first impressions matter, definitely online, because you can't have anything more than your picture. LinkedIn also has an about section nowadays, and it's great to tell like who you are, what you do, and why people should care about you. It's not talking about like, this is my job. It's actually like showing them like what is the added value to your customers as well, and why should people connect with you. Then your experience and media. Did you know that nowadays when people type in your name in Google, LinkedIn is the first thing that shows up in the Google search? So that's why it's important that your job title is up to date, but that you also show the people what is your added value. Nowadays, you have the option to show media. So that can be a presentation or a video or just a quote, for example, that states what you do and why you do it. And it's just to show people, well, this is my added value and this is why I should be connected to you and in the future do business with you. Endorsements. In the past, people used to write recommendations on their resume. Now LinkedIn does the same thing, but they do it differently, because nowadays people write them for you. So it's actually there. It's good to say that 100 people say, for example, you're good at marketing, than when you just say it yourself. Now, how do you get these endorsements? First of all, just write them yourself to people. Just think of 3 to 5 people that you know that had a huge impact on your career, for example, had a huge impact on your business, and just start writing an endorsement about them, but be specific and be genuine. And there's an unwritten rule on LinkedIn that when you write an endorsement for people, they should write one back. So I can assure you, you will get a few recommendations. Now, profile is up to date. What should we do next? Build a network, of course. And the network is the heart of your LinkedIn account. If you don't have a relevant network, you don't have the relevant people on your account. So don't be afraid to add new people. It's not about accepting people you know anymore. It's also about targeting new people and going to them with your business. So networking is okay. Now it's time to be active. How many people now are using LinkedIn every month? Every week? Daily? Okay, perfect. There's a difference between being active and just being online, because a lot of people read every day what is happening on LinkedIn, but if you just do that, you're not actually active. I'm sorry if that's for some people the case, but you need to like posts, you need to share, you need to comment, you need to connect with people. Maybe send them an email, for example, if you're coming to an event and you just want to connect with them to see them in real life. Yeah, so that's definitely the case. If you are more active, people will see your posts in their network, and it will so go on and on and on. But yeah, okay, be active on LinkedIn. What should I post about? First of all, your objective on your profile is to be visible and create credibility. And you don't do that by posting promotions, you do that by getting personal. Because the more personal you get on your LinkedIn, the more you share your experience, show you have the experience, the more relevant people, the more people will think how relevant you are. And to create more visibility, you should use hashtags. I'd recommend to use up to 3 hashtags. Once you go more than 5 hashtags, LinkedIn will see it as spam and it will work against its own algorithm. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. And once you have that, good content will spark discussion and engagement. Don't just post something, but ask a question to your network that they should react to in the comments. What are the best days to post? That's from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, early in the morning, just before lunch, or early in the evening. And I'd recommend up to 3 times a week. Don't overdo it, because then also LinkedIn won't show your posts in the top ranking. So it's also from personal experience that I show this trick. So then your profile is ready, you have your network, you know how to be active, then it's time to start your social selling, and that's actually the art of convincing. Selling today is different than it used to be like 5 years ago, for example. Now people need to build like more trust, because competitors has changed, but also your customers have changed. So social selling, it's not about selling on social media, it's not about selling through social media, it's about creating a social attitude. You need to raise confidence and develop your influence online. And once you do that, you can add value to your customers in their buyer journey. It can be like in the beginning of their journey, but also at the end. So you need to build mutual trust. You don't gain them like immediately. So you need to start just by gaining their trust. And once there is a mutual trust, you can start about building a sustainable relationship and actually go there with selling your product, selling your service. Now, I don't know if people of you have heard about the Social Selling Index. Yes, no? This is a tool that LinkedIn created itself. It's completely free, so maybe after this session or now during, you can just look it up in Google. And it's a score that LinkedIn gives your profile. So basically, they just use these 4 metrics, like how established is your professional brand? Do you find the right people? So is your network relevant? Do you engage enough with insights? And do you build relationships? So these 4 metrics are based on, like, altogether they're 100 points, so it's like 25 for each, and you get a score and you see how well you're doing on each topic. How higher your social selling index is, the higher you get visibility in the ranking. So I think it's fun, like, to look it up as well, like how well are you doing. Just a side note as well, because I'm a marketeer, so I know how things like that work. They use social selling index as well to approach people and to attract them more to the platform, so it's also something you have to keep in mind. But it's a good reference to see if you need to, for example, attract more people or engage more on LinkedIn as itself. So that was a quick introduction about LinkedIn. I'd like to hear from you. Now it's up to you. If you see things, if you hear things, post about it on LinkedIn. Use the hashtags MeetIT19 and td.talks. And I'd like to talk to you back at the bar if you're interested. Thank you very much.